Have you ever asked yourself, how does a single cell contribute to the complex human body? What makes a cell function and how does its structure dictate its role? How does it communicate with other cells? And when things go wrong, what happens within the cell? The answers to these intriguing questions lie in the fascinating study of physiology. We're about to embark on an exploration of cellular physiology that will answer all these questions and more. Dive with us into the fascinating world of cellular physiology. Imagine shrinking yourself down to the size of a molecule and stepping into a cell. As you venture into this microscopic world, you're immediately surrounded by a bustling metropolis of life. You've just crossed the city limits, or what we biologists call the cell membrane. This isn't just a simple boundary. Oh no. The cell membrane is a complex structure made of lipids, proteins, and carbohydrates, acting as the gatekeeper of the cell. It decides what gets in and what stays out, maintaining the cell's carefully balanced internal environment. Now step further into the city. You're standing in the heart of it, the cytoplasm. It may look like a chaotic soup of molecules, but don't be fooled. This is where the magic happens. The cytoplasm, filled with a gel-like substance, is the stage for most of the cell's metabolic processes. It houses various organelles, each with their own function, much like different districts within a city. Among the hustle and bustle, you notice a large, spherical structure. This is the nucleus, the cell's command center. It's the brain of the operation, housing the cell's genetic material, DNA. This DNA dictates the cell's function, its structure, and even its lifespan. It's like the city's blueprint, carefully stored and protected within the nucleus. As you explore this microscopic city, you begin to understand the importance of each part: the cell membrane, maintaining the cell's integrity and selective permeability, the cytoplasm, a hub of metabolic activity, and the nucleus, the keeper of the cell's identity. Each part is essential, each part interconnected. Without one, the cell cannot function. It's an intricate system, a delicate balance, a dance of life on a molecular scale. So that's our cellular architecture, each part playing a vital role in the cell's survival. Do you know where the real action happens within a cell? It's the cytoplasm. Imagine the cytoplasm as a bustling city within the cell, where the magic of life unfolds every moment. It's more than just a gel-like substance, it's an intricate network, home to various organelles, each with a unique role in maintaining the cell's physiology. Take, for instance, the mitochondria, often referred to as the powerhouses of the cell. These fascinating organelles are like the power plants of our cytoplasmic city, generating energy to fuel all cellular processes. They convert nutrients into adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, the primary source of energy for cells. Then we have the ribosomes, the cell's protein factories. Picture them as bustling manufacturing units, diligently synthesizing proteins that facilitate various functions, from acting as enzymes to forming structural components of the cell. Next in line is the endoplasmic reticulum, a vast network of tubules and sacs. This organelle wears multiple hats. It's like the city's transport system, a post office, and a quality control department all rolled into one. It's involved in protein folding, dispatching proteins to their destinations, and ensuring only the correctly folded proteins make it to the final round. But that's not all. The cytoplasm also houses numerous other organelles, each contributing to the cell's life in its unique way. There's the Golgi apparatus, packaging and dispatching proteins and lipids, the lysosomes acting as the cell's waste disposal system, and the peroxisomes neutralizing harmful free radicals to keep the cell healthy. In essence, the cytoplasm is the stage where the drama of cell life plays out. It's a bustling hub of activity, with organelles working in harmony, orchestrating various processes that keep the cell alive and functioning. It's a world within a world, a city within a cell, humming with life and activity. The cytoplasm indeed is a bustling city within the cell. Now, let's move on to the brain of the cell, the nucleus. This oval-shaped structure is the command center of the cell, orchestrating a multitude of cellular activities. It's a hub of information where the cell's DNA resides, and the blueprint for life is stored and safeguarded. The nucleus is enclosed by a double membrane, known as the nuclear envelope, punctuated with tiny holes called nuclear pores. These pores act as gatekeepers, controlling the traffic of molecules in and out of the nucleus. But it's not just about what goes in and out, it's about the meticulous regulation of these movements that ensures the cell operates smoothly. Inside the nucleus we find chromatin, a complex of DNA and proteins. When a cell isn't dividing, the chromatin remains relaxed, a bit like a tangle of threads, but when it's time for cell division, These threads condense into tightly coiled structures, the chromosomes we're more familiar with. And then there's the nucleolus, a dense region within the nucleus, a factory dedicated to the production of ribosomes, the cell's protein factories. It's a bustling hub, constantly churning out ribosomes that will later migrate to the cytoplasm to carry out their protein-synthesizing duties. But perhaps the most crucial role of the nucleus lies in its control over gene expression. The DNA within the nucleus carries the instructions for every protein the cell needs to function. When a particular protein is needed, the corresponding section of DNA is transcribed into mRNA, which then exits the nucleus to be translated into a protein in the cytoplasm. This process is a remarkable dance of molecular interactions, all choreographed by the nucleus. The nucleus then is not merely a storage unit for DNA, it's a dynamic and active participant in the cell's life, directing the production of proteins, coordinating cell division, and responding to signals from the environment. It's the cell's control center, a master of multitasking, orchestrating the complex symphony of cellular activities. The nucleus undoubtedly is the command center directing the cell's functions. Cells don't exist in isolation, they communicate. But how? Imagine cells as social butterflies constantly chattering away, exchanging information about their environment and status. This continuous dialogue, known as cell signaling, is crucial for the survival of an organism. Now let's break down the nitty-gritty of cell signaling. At its core, cell signaling involves three key steps: reception, transduction, and response. Reception is when a cell detects a signaling molecule from its environment. Picture it as our cell answering a phone call. This incoming call is a specific molecule, a signal that binds to a receptor on the cell's surface. Think of these receptors as the cell's antennae, each tuned to pick up different signals. Once the signal is received, it's time for transduction. This is the process where the signal gets converted into a form that can bring about a specific cellular response. It's like the cell translating a foreign language into something it can understand. This often involves a sequence of changes in a series of different molecules, a signal transduction pathway. Finally, we have the response. The translated signal triggers a specific cellular action. This could be anything from activating genes to changing the cell's metabolism. It's the cell's way of responding to the initial call. Cells use these signaling pathways to coordinate their actions, allowing them to function as a unified whole, rather than as isolated entities. They can respond to changes in their environment, regulate their growth and division, and even coordinate their defense when under attack. Cell signaling isn't just about cells chatting away, it's also about cells listening, interpreting, and responding. It's a dynamic and complex process that ensures our cells can adapt to their surroundings and work together as a cohesive unit. And just like in any conversation, miscommunication can lead to problems. Disruptions in cell signaling can lead to diseases, including cancer. That's why understanding cell communication is fundamental to the field of medicine. Cell communication is key to a healthy and functioning body. Now let's understand how cells multiply and grow. Cells, the smallest units of life, are constantly dividing and growing, a process that's as fascinating as it is complex. This process, known as cell division, is a cycle that involves several phases, each with a critical role in the creation of new cells. So how does it work? Well, it starts with what's known as the cell cycle, a series of events that lead to the division and duplication of a cell. This cycle is divided into four main phases: G1, S, G2, and M. In the first phase, G1, the cell grows and prepares for the next phase. It's like the cell is doing a bit of house cleaning, making sure it's ready for the big event. The S phase is where the magic happens. Here, the cell's DNA is replicated, essentially creating a blueprint for a new cell. Imagine it like a construction project where the blueprint is the plan for the new building. Next up is the G2 phase. This is another growth period where the cell prepares for division. It's akin to the final checks before the grand opening of a new business, ensuring everything is in place. Finally, we have the M phase, or mitosis. This is where the cell divides, creating two identical daughter cells. It's like the ribbon-cutting ceremony, marking the birth of a new cell. Each of these phases is vital for cell growth and repair within the body. When you get a cut or scrape, for example, it's the process of cell division that helps heal the wound by replacing damaged or lost cells. And it's not just about repair. Cell division also plays a crucial role in growth. From the moment we are just a single cell in the womb, cell division is responsible for our development into full-grown individuals. Cell division, a remarkable process, ensures our bodies grow and heal. What happens when things go wrong at the cellular level? When we ask this question, we're exploring the realm of cell dysfunction and disease. It's a vast and complex territory. But let's break it down to the basics. Our body is like an intricate machine, with every cell playing a critical role in keeping the system running smoothly. But what if one tiny cog in this grand machine starts to malfunction? When cells deviate from their normal function, it can lead to a cascade of problems. The effects can range from minor disturbances to serious conditions such as cancer. Yes, you heard it right. Even something as formidable as cancer begins at the cellular level. When a cell becomes damaged or stressed, it can start behaving abnormally. It might grow and divide at an accelerated rate, or it may refuse to die when it's supposed to. This, in essence, is how a tumor forms, a mass of abnormal cells. But it's not just cancer. Many diseases originate from cellular dysfunction. Diabetes, for instance, can occur when cells become resistant to insulin, a hormone that regulates blood sugar. Neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's can occur when nerve cells, or neurons, begin to degrade or die. Understanding the physiology of cells, therefore, is incredibly important in medical practice. It's like knowing the blueprint of a building. If a pipe bursts or a wall cracks, you know exactly where to look and what to fix. Similarly, by understanding how cells work, how they communicate, grow, and divide, we can better understand what goes wrong when disease strikes. We can develop more effective treatments, design better drugs, and even devise preventive strategies. In fact, many of the advances we've seen in medicine over the past few decades have been driven by our growing understanding of cell physiology. Cellular dysfunction indeed is the root of many diseases. But with our growing understanding of the microscopic world, we're better equipped than ever to fight these diseases and keep our bodies running like the well-oiled machines they're meant to be. So, we've taken a journey from the cell's structure to its function. Reflecting on our journey, we started by diving into the intricate world of the cell, exploring the minute details of its structure. We discovered how each part, from the protective cell membrane to the bustling cytoplasm, plays a crucial role in maintaining the life of the cell, and by extension, the life of the organism it belongs to. We ventured into the cell's control center, the nucleus, understanding how it orchestrates the cell's activities. We learned about the importance of DNA and how it holds the blueprint of life. It's like a symphony conductor, guiding the orchestra of cellular processes to create the harmonious music of life. Then, we delved into the realm of cell communication. We saw how cells talk to each other, passing messages through chemical signals and electrical impulses. This communication is vital for coordinating the multitude of tasks that our bodies perform every second of every day. We also explored the fascinating process of cell division and growth. We saw how cells reproduce, creating exact copies of themselves, allowing for growth and repair within the body. It's a process so intricate and precise, it's almost miraculous. We ended our journey by examining cell dysfunction and disease. We understood that when things go wrong at the cellular level, it can lead to disease and disorder. But we also learned about the body's incredible ability to fight back, to repair and heal, demonstrating the resilience of life at its most basic level. Through this journey, we've gained a deeper appreciation of the complexity and beauty of life at the cellular level. We've learned that each cell is not just a tiny speck of life, but a microcosm of the larger organism, mirroring its complexity and dynamism. And so, we've seen how essential understanding physiology is in anesthetic practice and beyond. Every cellular component, every process, plays a vital role in our body's overall function. It's a reminder of how interconnected life is, from the smallest cell to the largest organism. Remember, every cell in your body contributes to the miracle that is you. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning.